Hello, everyone. Good evening. Good to have you here today on the Afriscale program. Today is Thursday, right? The week runs so fast. It's another day of learning. Hope we've been having a great time. Hope we've really been putting to use what we've been learning on this platform because it's not enough to learn. You've got to really put in whatever it is that you're learning here into practice. It's going to be a great year, right? It's going to be a year for the doers, not for those who can theorize, philosophize, and analyze and speak big English. It's not for those that understand just the theories of things. It's for those that are able to implement. Implementation is the key to every growth in business. Um, a lot of people think that their major problem is money. Yes, trust me, I understand the place of money in business growth. I'm one of those that believe that there's a stage your business will get to, and without money, it will be stuck. Except you are very smart to be able to navigate your way towards the growth. If not, you just keep going around circles and going around circles because you can't really scale. But we have a lot of pitch decks that we're reviewing. It's been very hectic reviewing those pitch decks, and those pitch deck has really revealed a lot of things, and that's one of the reasons we thought maybe it's not just about getting pitch deck and reviewing and just seeing how, um, as most people thought, just need money to succeed. I can assure you that we have a lot of pitch decks that are basically almost empty. Yeah, basically almost empty because sometimes you don't really know, you don't have an idea until you ask to write a pitch deck. That's when you understand that it's beyond the writing. Yes, it's you being able to articulate your service offering, you being able to articulate what you offer and what the customers want or what the customer needs, and be able to communicate it in a way that makes sense and is able to sell. One of the major reasons businesses die is lack of sales, right? It's lack of sales. If you don't sell, you will die. Period. There's no two way about it because you've got to make sales to be able to be in business. If you are not selling, what are you doing in business? So it's important that you look at how you can coin out your value proposition in a way that you are able to attract customers and you are able to sell, right? Make an irresistible offer in a way that is just too good to be true and people are willing to just buy. One of the things you also may want to look at is to ensure somehow you have a very good distribution model, whether digital or physical. But I will personally advise that you look at how to maximize digital platform and have a digital product, ladies and gentlemen. It's very important because it's just a very good way to scale a lot of things that you do. There should be no day where you don't post on social media, and it's important that you build your personal brand. Build your personal brand. Yes. In fact, your personal brand will go a long way for influencing your organizational brand. It will. Just ensure that you are sincere from your heart, that you are out to solve real problem for real people to make real money. Basically, that's what it is. You can't solve the world's problem. In fact, you are not sent to the to everybody on earth, right? So it's important that you clearly define what you are here to do. You will attract those people over a period of time. Some um, do not fall into the class of what you do, and therefore it's nothing else. It's the fact that there's no alignment, and that's it. Nothing personal about it. So it's important that you clearly define what your value proposition is and know clearly what you stand for. Is there anybody here that is yet to on this call that is yet to register their business? It's important that you do that. You should not. I mean, you. I can. I can say to some extent that, for instance, if you belong to the Afriscale community, your business is not registered. I don't just. I can't really understand what you are doing, and I can't really understand why you are doing that. But I've said it right over and over again. You are not into business if your business is not registered. I don't know what you are into. Maybe hobby or something else I'll call it, or maybe what we call passion. I don't know what you're into, but your business have to register. If it's not registered, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know. I'm sure you also don't know what you're doing. So I need to tell you the hard truth. Your business need to be registered. You need to have a bank account that has your business name. You need to transact using that bank account. You need to have a don't run, you can't run away from tax. If you want to do something, things that are big. I mean, you want to play big. You can't be say you're running away from tax. You don't want to pay tax. That's small thinking. Your mind is seat of power. You can't. You're looking running away from your turnover. You don't want to pay tax. That's small mind thinking. You don't even belong in business. Please just go and get a job and be doing. Go and look for a job and just collect salary and go back home and feed your family and know that you're surviving. But if you are somebody that is really building for the future and generational wealth. You can't say you don't have tax identification number, you are not paying tax. I mean, what are you doing? What opportunities are you trying to attract? Because a lot of opportunities that will come up that if you don't have these documents, you can't, nobody will consider you. You are not even a serious person. That's what it is generally. You're not a serious person. It's not as though it's just the fact that you're trying to promote how maybe you should pay tax to government. Government did not send me to do anything, but it's just on the table that you're not a lot called broken window principle. You are not a serious person because if you don't have company, you're not transacting, you do not have, I mean, TIN. Of course, TIN is required to open an account. You don't have it, right? So what are you doing really? You are not. You are not. You are just playing small. And what it does is that you just keep going around circles. And nobody can help you really if your mind is not positioned for success and wealth. Nobody can help you. The seat of your life, really, to some extent, is your mind. Is your mind. Is the way you look at things. I was speaking to, I was speaking in business school recently, and I was talking about the fact that you can never be rich serving the poor. No. Well, maybe the word never. I mean, but it's just a long journey. If your target audience is the poor, 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 I assure you, ladies and gentlemen, they will stress you. They have a lot of theories, analysis. They speak big, big English. They are comrades that knows their rights, but really can't understand. Like they will. So what you do is that target the rich and subsidize for the poor if you can. That sounds cruel, but yeah. Look at how you can carve out a niche to target those in the upper class. Or worst case, middle class. Yes. I don't know what you sell. I don't know how you do it. Ensure you find a way to target the upper and the middle class. It may not be today. It may not be next week. It may not be next month. But you've got to find a way to target the upper and the middle class. That's where your money is. I mean, you can. I mean, you are into business. If you think back, you will agree with me. The lower class will stress stretch your life. Yes. Um, this year at AFX, we up our prices for training. I don't want to see anybody coming here all in the bid of trying to help the world. And I mean, let's know that anybody that we're giving scholarship, we give a lot of scholarships to people to learn. We will give you a scholarship, it's scholarship. Just come and learn for free. We're not asking for money. But if you are paying, pay. You don't come use our facility, use our all toilet, use water, everything. Come here. There sometimes the approach, the mindset, the everything is close, right? The truth is, um, you've got to find a way to target the upper class. I see an interesting comment here I really love. Boss, let's help you here. If you're dealing with the poor, you just have to steal from them like the politicians and clap for you. Well, don't steal from them. Don't steal from them, right? The context of this has nothing to do with attacking the poor, right? We're coming from there, but it's just a business principle. Just a business principle. You have to find a way to target the upper class and the middle class. You may disagree with this. You may go and read some of your Karl Marx and all the books that you have read in the world that just tells you different principles of economics, or maybe you have gone to Harvard to study some big English, come and tell me here. But it's just a simple rule of business. Do you want to make money? Find a way of creating a product to the upper class. Yes. They will pay you, but just of course ensure that you are good at your craft. Ensure that you are good at your craft. You know what you are offering, you know how you are offering it, you are solving their problem straight. The pain point is clear. You are giving it, you are giving attention, you are giving them what they want to solve their problem. You are basically giving them quality, quantity, and convenience. What is that you want? I assure you, you will make money in 2026. Yeah, I say so. Do not play small. But one of the things you also need to understand is for you to be able to target the upper class, for you to be able to target valuable people, you've got to be a person of value also. It's valuable people that attract valuable people also. You can't say your target audience is upper class and you are not a valuable person. You've got to be a valuable person. Yes. You've got to be a valuable person. Somebody say Marx died a poor man. Yes, but a lot of people still quote him a lot of things, right? And being valuable begins with the mindset, the way you approach things, the way you look at how things are done, the way you play small. You want to board a vehicle, keke and all. You must squeeze the pricing in a way that even the person you are boarding does not understand what you are doing. You must pay instead of 100 naira, you must pay maybe 10 naira. You're not a valuable person. I'm not saying you should not price, but it begins from there. You want to buy a little thing as banana. The poor woman have a banana she's selling, and something that you know is probably 3,000 naira. Because you can see that she's hungry and she need the money, you will squeeze it from 3,000 naira and pay her 1,000 naira, 1,100 naira, and she just have to sell to you because she need to eat at home and there's no other hope. You're not a valuable person. It begins with the mind. It begins with little things. It begins with how you probably prefer to go and eat in a mama put that will serve you for 200 naira rather than go to a place that you have air condition and you can afford it, you have the money. It begins with little things. Being valuable, it's a prerequisite to attracting valuable people. And if your mind is not open to these little things, it can't really work. Trust me, we're once there. My first car ever was given to me as a gift as the best trainer in a program in Africa, right? And I was a lead trainer, and I remember when my car wants to be given to me, I had to call my boss and I said, I think you should give me the money to invest in my business. Yes, give me the money to invest in my business because this car is big, and I mean, why giving me car now? I need to build my business, so I need the money to put in my business. And he made a statement that, I still live with to some extent. He said, this car is a social capital, is a social capital. It adds value to whatever it is that you are saying. That's some years ago, but like a lot of years ago. It adds value to whatever it is that you are saying and to the product that you are selling. It's beyond a means of a means of movement. And some of us read Rich Dad Poor Dad, Retire Young, Retire Rich, what of those richest men in Babylon, where you are taught to increase asset, reduce overhead costs, all of those things. And one thing I realize is that some of the books we read are, you need to understand the context and the climate in which it was written and why it was written, to whom it was written, the realities in those areas. And I agree, of course, there are principles of ensuring that your asset increases and all of that, but you need to understand what asset means in different countries and different climes. I've traveled to some countries, and train comes after every 5 minutes. From one train, if you miss this train, the next train will come, the next train will come. It keeps coming. There are taxis, there are buses, open buses, buses with different decks. And welcome to Nigeria, where, for instance, the train here are in just some places. If you are moving from Kaduna to Abuja, you probably have 2 or 3 trains per day, and there's limited seats. In fact, 2 days before the train, maybe seats are filled up. There's no seat again, and you have to wait for that one. And the means of transportation here may not be as smooth as over there. The buses, chaos and all of that. And therefore, you need a car. Car is no longer a luxury. It is a necessity. It is in this case an asset, right? And I started understanding that some books we read, we don't really look at it from the context of who wrote it, to whom was it written, at what time was it written, what is the context of the writing. It all boils down to being valuable. You need to add value to yourself. Your mind has to change. Your taste has to change. You are selling a product and you want to sell to the upper class, and you just dress anyhow. Like you just dress anyhow and walk anyhow and trek everywhere, and no branding, no correct packaging, no proper communication, no, you are, in fact, even the desperation, right? Even the desperation that you show while you want to sell a product go a long way to showing that you are desperate. You've got to be able to understand that you are giving value, and this person needs the value. And that's why it's important. You've got to really understand how you put your offer right. When you put in your offer, put an irresistible offer. That's the word, irresistible. Offer that is so irresistible. I told you earlier on, some weeks back, that if your business is B2B, at the bottom of everything, right? At the bottom of everything is the fact that they want to increase in return on investment. Finish speaking all your language. Finish all this thing will help your life, transform, resurrect the dead, take you to the sky. At the end, will it lead to increase in revenue or return on investment? If the answer is no, you are not going to sell. That's not a good offer. The offer has to be irresistible. At the bottom of everything is that, can this help me increase my ROI? If the answer is no, forget about it. Even if you are selling health products, you have to, and maybe you are targeting more of the B2B. At the end of the day, I'm not buying from you to resell because I want to help the society become healthier. I see a lot of people send me messages asking, oh, they would like to see me to pitch ideas for me. And I think 2 days ago, somebody came, a mentee came and we're discussing. I say he's going to start this and this. He say he wants to, and I'm going to address a comment I saw like 3 weeks ago on this chat when Mr. Dr. Chuan was training. He said he wants to that there's a lot of import from other countries, and he wants to ensure that we are also able to export our flavors and this and this. That's a very naive mind that is trying to help a country, which is good. Your intentions are good. But the question is the market there for whatever it is they are trying to push? You want to transform the world, transform the nation, help do A, B, C, D. And you are into business. You want to make profit, right? Of course, you have to have a head for business and a heart for the world. But at the end of the day, there are problems that you can't solve. There are problems that have to be solved by the government. The last time Chuan was here discussing and just training on how to get things from China and all of that, somebody said he thought this training is going to help the local production to. His big English is speaking. It's good. Your English are big and they are good. It's fantastic English, right? Your intent is good. Like you want to help and local produce. Really? Do you really understand? There's what we call pestle. Um, do you really understand what you are even saying? Do you yourself do you understand what you are saying? Help local industry, right? There are a lot of things that I would like to say here, but like what exactly do you mean? Do you really want to make profit or not? Like, or are you here, you know, to be right, or you are here to make profit? Of course, in making profit, you've got to ensure that you are into legitimate business. Yes, right? You've got to ensure that you are into legitimate business. You can't just, of course, just go into any business because all your goal is just to let me just make money. Of course, first, I taught you on this call that your business has to solve a problem. It has to solve a problem. I used to teach problem, passion, profit, but now I now teach problem, love or vision, and profit, because passion is not enough. I think I was talking to some persons today in my office, and he was like, "Oh, I have passion for these." I will say, "Well, I have passion for these." And he's saying that sometimes I don't do this because the passion is. I say it's commitment and discipline that you need. I'm up now training you. Who told you I have passion to stay at the office till now? Passion for I'm committed to doing it. I have to be here, right? Yes. Do I enjoy it? I have to enjoy it. Yes. So there is a personal analysis that involve political, economic, social. Is a person is an acronym for P stand for political, um, um, E stand for economic, S stand for sociological, T stand for technological, L is legal, and E is environmental. What are the political, economic, social, technological, legal, and environmental factors that influence an organization or business? It's not emotions. It's not emotions that inform a business. It's not emotion that you just, oh, I want to ensure that I emancipate the masses from the poverty and elevate. There are things that is the government that we do. I am not one of those that say that you should leave everything for the government and all, but there are things that you cannot do. And you stand a chance of doing more when you are able to have more. Money gives you freedom to make choices. Yes, when you have money, you can make choices. Yes, you can make choices. You are able to have the freedom to do a lot of things. You can decide to say, oh, I am going to pay jam. I'm seeing jam on the screen now. Somebody wrote jam question. I'm going to pay jam for 5,000 young people. You can do that. You can decide to do that because you can afford it. You can decide to say, oh, I'm going to help 10,000 women that are producing stuff locally to see how we can brand them, package them, and export them. That's because you have the money. But first, you want to change the world, can you begin from yourself? Have you changed yourself, changed your family? You need to make profits. I understand you want to change the world, but you need money, legitimate money, no shortcuts, legitimate money. You need to increase your sales. If you need, some people are just so naive. Most of the things you see, even in the US and UK, and people are selling brands and all this Gucci, they are produced in China. Yeah, most of them, including the phone you are using now, either you are using Apple or whatever it is, they are mostly produced or assembled there. Of course, different quality for different region. The laptop I'm using right now is a MacBook laptop. Check behind is made. Is it assembled in China or whatever they wrote, produced in China and whatever for US, I've forgotten, but they are there. So stop. For some of you that have been emotional, stop being emotional and being naive, right? Um, just stop being naive. What do you mean that you are trying to? Some of the things you are even producing, you have to go through a lot of processes, right, to be able to export them, which is fantastic, and you can export them. My sister exports things. In fact, she makes clothes, send them to people abroad. She's not even a fashion designer. She get fashion designers, get the measurement. People send her measurement. She makes Ankara and all of that, and send them to the UK, US, and all of that. They're exporting. But there are different people on this platform that require different aspect to their business. There are a lot of people that have been in the DM say, oh, they've got to see how they can import. That's the line that works for them. If you have a line that works for you already, focus on it. And some of you already have a line that works for you here, but you still need to import some things to be able to make your processes better, increase in rate of production. I went to visit one of the businesses here 2 days ago and produced, well, I don't want to call the name now because we're in the process of trying to see how we can um, help in a lot of ways. And person need a packaging machine, the production machine for those things. It's produced here, but he needs to import some of these tools to make the work easier. We spoke about Panteka, and we realized that Panteka will make this thing, can make the stuff, but we don't want to experiment and all of that. So importation does not necessarily mean that you're coming to import to just sell, but there's nothing wrong with it. Stop being emotional. If you don't want to make money, go and do something else. There's difference between you having an NGO and business. Sometimes that's why I don't like some of those people that love every day writing proposal, everything you're applying for everything. There's a mindset that most of them carry. They have an entitlement mindset. They have a mindset of always thinking that somebody owes them something. And they do not have what we call delayed gratification. It's what we call the marshmallow test, delayed gratification. Whenever they are into something that is not going their way, they look for the next place to just move into. They never have the patience to build anything from start to finish. They are not intentional learners. They are not looking for how to build value or increase any value to themselves. All they look for, they are parasites. They are looking for where to perch, pick and move, perch, pick and move, perch, pick and move. If you check them in the next 5 to 10, 20 years, they are wondering about doing the same thing. The labor of the foolish wearies them all the time. They have nothing consistently that they have built, even relationship, friendship, business partners, they are unable to build anything because it's all about transactional, get me. What can I get? It's an entitlement mentality. It means such a person do not have any value, is not a valuable person. to be able to build anything in this world valuable. No value. So if you really want to build a business that lasts, build to last, and we're not talking from a place of theoretics. It's it's we're discussing right now about life coach. A friend was asking, what does it even mean when somebody says a life coach? And I was like, it means the person is coaching you about life. And we're like, is it that the person have lived the life before, died and came back, then now he understand how to coach people about the life, that he's now becoming a life coach and all of that. We were just playing banter and joking and all of that. But one thing I also say in business is that nobody that is not into business can come and teach me business. No, you can't. If you like, go to Harvard, read whatever you want to read. If you are not into business, you can't come and teach me about business, because there is the emotional aspect of business that only those in business understand. You will never understand it, and it cannot be explained. It cannot be. There are no words that can put down for you to understand the emotional aspect of business, to be able to grow whatever it is that you're doing. There's no words to it. The emotional aspect of business, managing people, those that are delivering staff, different emotions, different character, different background, different expectation, sluggishness, the fast, every single thing. You have to make profit, you have to pay staff. They don't care if you make, in every single phase and aspect of the business, you have to ensure that it's going well. And then you just come and go to ChatGPT online and just get PowerPoint. You come and be telling me who is an entrepreneur. An entrepreneur is somebody that, what are you saying, my friend? Can you off that PowerPoint and go and sit down? It's not the same thing. So this is not one of those young people's life coach thing. You see young person now that is 15 years or 20 years. You say, I'm a life coach. I'm a life coach. Really? Have you finished figuring out your life that you're coaching people's life? Is it that you have lived this life before? Even those that have gone through it for a long time still make mistakes that you're doing life coaches, right? But I mean, this is not one of those things that we just so it's important that you become a person of value. These principles, you see, even if they give you $1 million, have you not seen people in this country? I know a lot of people that have gotten $1 million, $2 million investment into their business. They packed up. A lot of them are in Lagos. Venture capitalists, VCs, all of this, give them money. They started, did correct, fantastic pitch deck, started all of this thing. After 2 3 years, they come and declare that they are bankrupt. You think the money is the problem? You think money is the problem? You've got to be able to clearly understand that money is needed, but it's not just the prerequisite for success. It's not. Knowledge, knowing what to do and doing it is the first thing. Yes. There's a hack that you can crack. That sounds like a rhyme. A hack that you can crack. Okay. There's a hack that you can crack that you probably will even come back and say, I have some money to give some persons here. And the first day I understand the importance of ads in what I do, I pitched it to every single human being, all my friends. Some of them were not thinking I was crazy. I remember telling a friend, and she was making it look as if she's already running all the ads in the world. She's running 5,000 naira, 2,000 naira ads. I say she's running ads in the world. I told you the last time that we had people that run ads 1 million daily. Maybe you don't have the 1 million, but you have to up your game. You're a person of value. You're trying to attract valuable people, and you're running as 10,000 naira for 2 weeks, 3 weeks. What are you doing? Like, what exactly are you doing? For what? To use it for what? You've got to change the mindset. You've got to change the mindset. Wealth creation is possible, is doable. There's a way to the city. If you understand the way to the city, it becomes easier for you. There are a lot of people in Lagos. Most of them are in Lagos. Lot of money there. Pour to VCs, give them money. A lot of them, they just can pitch. You see them, they can dress properly, come speak all the right English, answer all the right questions as coached by experts, and they get the funding. 5 years later, it's gone because it's all superficial. They were never after solving any problem. They were just after making money to shine, just become popular, become the face of something, call themselves a CEO. They speak through their nose in a meeting. We go for meetings across the globe. You just speak through their nose. Never natural. Nothing to show for it. Not building anything. Because they are not really real to themselves. They are just after being influential and not after building, sitting there and building the real thing that build real people. Nothing to show for it. They are not building anything. They don't even understand the process of building a team or a pain point. Nothing. You've got to be a person of value. It's possible to be wealthy, build wealth from the business that you are into, but you've got to be a person of value. You've got to invest in yourself. In fact, I think it's Jim Rohn that's saying that you invest in yourself more than you invest in your job or in your business. You've got to invest in yourself. Most entrepreneurs don't take out time to learn anything. They're just on autopilot every day. Are you not tired running every day, morning, afternoon, night, chase out, come in, come out? I attended a training sometimes ago that I paid, some million. Trust me, that opened up a real big, big deal. It was a big deal. What am I even saying? It opened up doors that I would never have been able to open up, keys to doors that I would never have been able to. One of the major is the people that I met in the room. The people I met in the room. I'll have just stayed and said, oh, I'm an IT specialist. I travel around the world. I've trained in the UK, I've trained in Canada, I've speak through my nose. It's not the same thing, man. There are things you don't just know. It's not about speaking through the nose and wearing suit and tie and walk in a certain way. I have a flashy car only, right? You've got to invest in yourself, your mind, your skills. Money follows value. Be a person of value. Take that course, go to that school, increase your certification, learn that skills, try that thing, spend on that stuff. Take the lead when you see the need. See, the point here is whatever it is that you are doing, you will still make mistakes sometimes anyway. So what are you scared of? You have one life to live and nobody's coming out of the life alive. So what's the problem? What's the problem? Build your mind. I actually love, what's happening in the Afriscale community. People that are self-centered, that have no sense of value or capacity, never have the patience for growth. Never. Yes, they never have. One of the tests for valuable people is time and patience. You will be able to test them, you'll be able to know who they are. Like, they never have access to knowledge that requires that they succeed in anything. They change vision every day. All the time. They change vision. They try, it's not working, they change. 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 That's how they are all the time. Build value. Build value. So for some of you that wants to, that wants to have access to Mr. Chuan, I think we've asked him to open a WhatsApp group chat so that those that are interested can join the WhatsApp group chat for him to be able to help you if you want to buy things. Please do not join if you are not interested. Don't go and spam don't go and spam his WhatsApp group chat. It's not a place for you to say, let me just enter and see what's happening there. If that's not your space, please just stay in your business. Whatever you're doing is already working. Don't just go there and just spam people, right? Yes. And yeah, so I just thought I should, let's talk about this night. Um, we're doing a lot of analysis on your pitch deck. We want to ensure that we provide every one of you, at least as someone suggested it, on the community, an analysis and a feedback of what you can improve. And it's a lot of work, a lot of pitch to analyze, study, and all of that. And some of the pitch decks are not really pitch deck. I don't know what it is. Like, it's just, I don't know. But we're going to give you a feedback, and you will just clearly see why some businesses are not growing. You will see it. Your business are not growing. And some you clearly see that you're not communicating correctly to your clients or target audience. You think you are communicating, but you're not. Right? Yeah. So everyone, thank you so much for joining this night. Um, we will take it further and more advanced, more technical going forward. We are taught that the analysis will have been done with a lot of work, and then we had a suggestion that we should please give individual analysis. And some of you have been reached out to to for conversation here with you about your business, and some of you also have been reached out to. We got an opportunity for the community, and I think we gave the opportunity for a grant of, is it $5,000 to $10,000. That opportunity you were reached out to fill, and you submitted to the international organization. You are here. If you are here, you can as well feel free to notify the general public who the persons are, right? Who you are, and I mean, reach out to you. And the worst thing, we got some of, we got the names from the pitch. So the pitch is not just for the Afriscale stuff. A lot of opportunity comes up. We reach out. I think there was somebody we reach out to. My team reached out to, because we got the opportunity, like I think around 5 p.m. to send details of those that kind of have exceptional businesses. So my team had to go through it quickly and submit. And I think they called the person around 7 or so. The person said that it's too late. The person, he's sleeping. So they had to just call the next person, and that's what it is. Like, you can't be a business person. You're saying that, except you are sick or there's emergency somewhere. You're a business person. They are calling for opportunity. You say that it's late, around 7 or 8 p.m. If you call me by 1 a.m. for business opportunity, I will be there. I will not send somebody. If I know it's a business opportunity, I will be there. So thank you so much, everyone. Um, Thank you for being amazing. Thank you for being intentional about your growth. And thank you for everything that you do. See you on Saturday. Have a head for business and have a heart for the world, because it's possible. Thank you. Cheers. Bye.